Often referred to as Earth's twin, Venus is the second planet from the Sun and is an oddity in many ways. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty and happens to be the only planet named after a female. This is likely because it shone the brightest among the 5 planets known to astronomers of the time, but recent studies have shown that something strange is happening on the planet. The terrestrial planet is similar to Earth in some regards because of its similar size, mass, proximity to the Sun, and bulk composition. However, it is radically different from our homeworld in most other aspects. Modern observations have discovered that the planet has a very hellish environment, but now new evidence has come forward which may suggest the planet could host life on its surface. In today's video, let's take a closer look at Venus and this strange discovery. While Venus shares many similarities to Earth, there are other characteristics where the two planets couldn't be more different. The interior of the planet is made up of a metallic iron core that's roughly 2,400 miles wide. Its rocky mantle is roughly 1,200 miles thick, while the crust seems to be mostly basalt. Additionally, Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system, making it impossible to sustain intelligent life. Although the planet is not the closest one to the Sun, it has a dense atmosphere which allows it to trap an incredible amount of heat. This is a more advanced version of the greenhouse effect that helps keep the Earth warm. Because of this, temperatures on Venus can reach 880 degrees Fahrenheit, which is enough to melt lead. Several spacecraft have successfully landed on the surface of the planet, but only survived a few hours before being destroyed due to the heat. In addition to the scorching temperatures, the planet is known to have a hellish atmosphere that mainly consists of carbon dioxide, clouds of sulfuric acid, and trace amounts of water. The planet's atmosphere is also the heaviest of all other planets, which is why it has surface pressure that is 90 times that of the Earth. This is similar to the levels of pressure that exist 3,300 feet deep in the ocean. The surface of Venus is extremely dry. This is mostly because, during its evolution, ultraviolet rays from the Sun evaporated any water on its surface quickly and kept the planet in a prolonged molten state. Today, there is no liquid water on the planet's surface because the scorching heat created by its ozone-filled atmosphere would cause any water to immediately boil away. Around 2/3 of the Venusian surface is covered by flat, smooth plains that are home to thousands of volcanoes, some of which are still active to this day. The planet has several surface features that are unlike anything found on Earth. One example is the ring-like structures that range anywhere from 95 to 1,300 miles wide, scattered all around the planet. These structures are thought to have formed when hot material beneath the planet's crust rose and warped its surface. Venus has played host to no less than 20 spacecraft from the Earth, with the United States, Soviet Union, and the European Space Agency as the most prominent visitors. The first craft to enter a close orbit around the planet was NASA's Mariner 2, which came within 21,600 miles of the planet in 1962. This made Venus the first planet ever to be observed by a passing spacecraft. The distinction of being the first spacecraft to land on another planet's surface went to the Soviet Union's Venera 7 when it landed on the surface of Venus in 1970, while Venera 9 was the first to send back photographs of the Venusian surface. NASA's Magellan orbiter was influential in generating maps of 98% of the planet's surface while showing features as small as 330 feet across. A craft called Venus Express spent 8 years in orbit around Venus to closely study the planet thanks to the large variety of instruments on board. It was able to confirm the presence of lightning on the planet during its stay. In August of 2014, as the satellite began wrapping up its years-long mission, it engaged in a risky maneuver that plunged the craft into the outer layers of the planet's atmosphere. The craft survived this dangerous journey and moved back into a higher orbit around the planet where it stayed for several months before eventually running out of propellant and burning up in its atmosphere. The Akatsuki mission from Japan launched to Venus in 2010, but the craft ran into engine problems during its initial approach. After using its smaller thrusters to correct course, the craft was able to spot another huge gravity wave in the Venusian atmosphere. The most recent developments about the future of Venusian exploration came in 2021, when NASA announced 2 new missions to the planet that will launch by 2030. The announcement stated that the agency will be sending 2 missions, called Da Vinci Plus and Veritas, for the next round of discovery missions to the planet. Da Vinci will dive through the planet's atmosphere and study how it changes over time, while Veritas will map its surface from orbit using an advanced onboard radar. Models suggest that the hellish surface of Venus may have once been habitable thanks to a shallow ocean of liquid water, cooler surface temperatures, and a thin atmosphere similar to Earth. These models are similar to those used to predict climate change on Earth, and when researchers used them on Venus, they discovered the possibility that the planet may have supported life in the first 2 billion years of its existence. However, the present-day Venus is not quite as welcoming. The barren planet is known for its suffocating levels of carbon dioxide and temperatures that may exceed 864 degrees Fahrenheit. While the Earth and Venus are thought to have formed from similar materials, these materials evolved differently on Venus due to its proximity to the Sun. Venus is also known to rotate much more slowly than the Earth, with 1 Venusian day equating to 117 days on Earth. Initially, the planet's slow rotation was attributed to its thick atmosphere, but new findings show that this might not be the case. Data from NASA's Magellan mission was used to simulate what Venus would have looked like billions of years ago. This was done by filling lowlands with water and factoring in a thinner atmosphere and a dimmer ancient sun. It was found that ancient Venus likely had a much drier landscape than Earth, which would have limited the amount of water evaporation from its oceans. The slow spin of the planet would have warmed the surface and produced rain that creates a thick layer of clouds. These clouds could have helped with lowering temperatures on the surface, giving life a chance to thrive on the planet. This hypothesis makes it very possible that Venus supported life at one point in time. In 2020, an exciting discovery came forward which revealed the presence of a strange chemical in the clouds of Venus. This chemical is called phosphine and is widely regarded as one of the biggest signs of life. The chemical compound has been seen on Earth as well as Jupiter and Saturn. However, scientists think that in Venus, the chemical could appear as it does on Earth. While phosphine has some strange applications, such as in rat poison, it has also been spotted alongside groups of certain microorganisms. Some scientists believe that the compound may be produced by microbes as they decay chemically. This has brought forward the theory that if microbes are responsible for creating phosphine on Earth, then the same could be true for the chemical found in the atmosphere of Venus. This possibility has reignited scientific interest in the planet, with researchers and space agencies alike turning their instruments towards Venus to confirm the presence of a biological source that could be responsible. Future missions which are still in development will likely be the key in unlocking this mystery, as the current craft in orbit around Venus does not have the instruments to be able to identify phosphine in its atmosphere. Both the United States and Europe are contemplating missions to Venus specifically designed to provide useful data on the planet's potential habitability. Ever since the discovery was made, scientists have continued to investigate this probability and will continue to do so thanks to these new missions. Thank you for watching. We hope you found today's video interesting, and if you did, please check out our video on the hypothetical planet Vulcan. While many astronomers of the time were convinced of its existence, the planet remained elusive for many centuries. Do you think the phosphine on Venus has a biological source? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below.